you hear an eerie knock on your door at 9 p.m.
Oh.
You open it up and find two children
So you just
standing
close
on your
the door
doorstep.
and say you can't have any.
Okay, we're gonna have to.
Story.
All right. Pay attention, John. Or I'm gonna whip you.
This is the introduction. Okay, you just gotta listen to the introduction.
Look, all I know is if I open the door and there are two kids on the doorway, call the police.
Slam the door. Be like, no soup for you. Slam door.
Okay.
I would be assuming that they're lost. Immediately call the cops, or that it's like a bunch of drug dealers trying to break into my house.
That's what they tell you. They tell you that they're lost and ask if they can use your phone. You're about to.
No, that's a normal crime trick.
Yeah, I know. Shush. You're about to let them in when you see that both of their eyes are pure black. Welcome to Bump in the Night. Tonight we'll be talking about the black-eyed children.
Not like punched in the face black eyes, like they have
They're
no
pure,
whites in their eyes.
No, yeah, their whole
like
eyes
demonic,
are black.
like exorcist type stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'd say those are some cool contacts. How much they cost?
So there's not
Same
much
here.
about like the history or origin of where it came from. Like I did research on a bunch of different sites. Some people think it started like in the 1980s, but most sources say that it originated in 1966. But things to know about them. The children usually range from ages 6 to 16. They appear...
It's because the black-eyed teenagers just don't sound as good as that one. What if they're wearing emo clothes with like pure black eyes? And I'm just gonna assume that they're just probably dressed.
They appear mostly at nighttime. They usually wear outdated clothing and they have pure black eyes and pale skin.
So vampires with like shark eyes?
So yeah, they usually appear at your house looking to use the bathroom, the phone, something to eat, or they need a ride somewhere. So you can also see them, they can either be hitchhiking.
They ask to use my bathroom and be like, you don't pay the rent here.
You have no power over me, child.
You don't pay my water bill.
Yes, no, people believe that they are either interdimensional beings, demons, or some sort of vampire, like you said.
Vampire's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They did make a movie in 2013. I haven't seen it though, but it is called Black-Eyed Children.
Oh, great.
But I haven't seen it.
I know that there's an episode of Adventure Time with the black-eyed girls, and they kind of look like the Ring girls, and they're just basically raving in the background, flipping their hair the entire time. And Stachi talks about them, and they just appear.
Oh my gosh. They're very insistent on getting inside your house. They will keep asking you. Some people claim that they have talons on their feet. But
can I get a closer look at those? I'm just kidding.
And
I would definitely call the police immediately.
They usually come in like pairs or small groups, but there is some instances where they are by themselves, but usually they're in pairs or. I found one encounter where.
I'm gonna be honest. If I saw a small child that had talons for feet, I would assume that they're harpies or something.
Oh God, no! No, harpy chicks. That's what they are. Harpy chicks. Little chicklings.
Yeah, like they're coming to like eat me.
Eat the babies.
I don't know. If they have talons and pitch black eyes, then that means that their pupils are used to like see further around. So I would assume that they're predatory animals and not children.
Predatory children.
God damn it.
Aren't all children predatory? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. No offense to you.
Video. I don't know how I feel about all this.
Well, I gotta tell you about encounters.
Okay, yeah, tell me about some encounters.
Okay, so there was one from 2008. there was a 12-year-old girl who was sitting in the truck waiting for her mom to get done with a haircut. 15 minutes had passed, and she noticed a boy walking back and forth on the sidewalk. And it looked like someone that she knew. So she banged on the windshield to get his attention. The boy looked at her and walked over. And then she immediately knew that she did not know who this was. He stared at her, and she said she saw his black night sky eyes. That's how she described him. Black night sky eyes.
What if they're not black-eyed children? What if they're just like completely missing eyes?
I don't know.
I think you'd be able to tell this.
Yeah. But he whispered to her, "You must let me in." She immediately locked the doors, ducked down into the space between the seats, and waited. And about 5 minutes later, the boy was gone. And her mom came out and got into the truck, and she told her daughter that there was a boy with black eyes that came into the hair salon insisting that she give him her car keys. But she refused, and then the boy left.
That's creepy.
That's strange.
Yeah. There was another one. A woman was walking up her stairs to her apartment. She heard kids laughing and whispering, and it was late, so she just ignored it. She walked into her apartment on the 3rd floor and realized it was muggy inside, so she went over to open up her balcony door to let air in, and she opened up the blinds, and there were 2 kids staring at her from on her balcony. She screamed and backed up, and she hit her leg on the end table. They were wearing blue jeans and striped button-up shirts. The older-looking boy touched the door and said, "Hey, miss, can you let us in?" She got close to the door and asked how they got up onto the balcony. But the older one looked like he was getting excited because she was moving closer, and he asked, "Can you let us in?" again. She wasn't thinking. She said she unlocked the door and then looked up and looked into their eyes, and she said their entire eyes were black. She quickly locked the door back up, and she said she was going to call the police, and the older boy kept pleading for her to let them in. And the police came about an hour later, and there was nothing on the balcony, but they said they saw 2 kids running away in the parking lot.
All right. So, a lot to unload there. Just a lot to think about. 1, maybe vampires. The whole thing, but they have to ask permission to be let in. But 2, what if they're fairy children? Evil little silly court bastards.
Because how would they have gotten up onto the 3rd floor balcony?
Floating? I don't know.
Yeah. Like vampires. Mm-hmm. Vampires makes the most sense at this point.
I think you've heard this one. I did find one story where somebody actually let them inside.
And what happened?
And I think you heard this one. So it was in Vermont, and it was snowing at this time, and it was in the middle of nowhere. There was an elderly couple. They were at home. They heard 3 loud knocks on the door.
Hold on. Time out. Did they have a dog named... No. Did they have a dog named Courage?
No.
Damn it. They were in nowhere, older couple. They need a dog named Courage.
Yes, they do.
I know, right?
They'll save them.
Yeah.
Maybe they did have a dog named Courage, and that's why they're not dead.
No, but they had cats. But I wouldn't.
Ugh.
So she opened up the door, and there was a boy and a girl at the door. They didn't make eye contact with her. The couple said that the children said that their parents will be here soon, and asked if they could come inside and wait. She was hesitant, but let them in, brought them over to the couch. The wife went to make them hot chocolate, and so then the husband tried asking them questions, but they didn't answer any of his questions. The cat started to get angry and scared with the children, and then they asked if they could use the restroom. So the wife turned and looked at the children, and she said the children's eyes were as black as a starless universe.
Exactly what the other person said, basically.
Yeah. And she directed them to the bathroom, and then saw that her husband...
So you see that their eyes are pure black, like the night sky. You're just like, yeah, it's down the hall. You're not gonna like bring it up or say anything about it or anything.
Well, the husband was like,
Doesn't sound like any old person I know. Why are your eyes black? Why is
You
your
have
hair
a health
black?
condition?
Should I be
Well, the husband
concerned?
asked her if she saw the eyes, but he was covering his face because apparently he had gotten a really bad nosebleed. So
they bleed.
So his nose was bleeding. And then all of a sudden the power went out.
Of course.
Yep. And the woman went to go look for the children and confront them. And they were at the end of the hall uttering, "Our parents are here." The kids got excited and they exited the house, leaving the door open, and the wife saw two tall, slender men at the end of the driveway. She waved at them, but they all got in a car and drove away. And then all of a sudden the power came back on, and after they left, throughout the next week, strange things started happening. 3 of their 4 cats went missing. They found the 4th cat dead in a pool of its own blood. The husband continued to have nosebleeds and went to the doctor, and he got diagnosed with aggressive skin cancer. Yeah, and that's the end of that one.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, oh no.
Do they leak radiation then? I don't understand. Are you saying that it was like an alien spaceship like EMP'd their house? Like giving radiation?
Killed the animals.
That's BS.
And then gave him
Should they let you go to the bathroom and sit down in their home and you kill their animals, you ungrateful little...
I know of one story with the black-eyed children, and it was, I don't remember if it was like they were farmers or some bullshit like that in the middle of nowhere, and kid was home alone, like an older teenager, and basically kid showed up on the porch. He didn't know who they were, and he had the biggest feeling that something bad was going to happen. And when he refused to let them in, they started trying to break down the door, like they were pounding on it and screeching, "Let me in, let me in." And then basically he just went to get a baseball bat, and then there was like a big flash of light, and then they were gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know how to handle that
They
situation.
could be interdimensional vampires.
Interdimensional children, man.
Yeah.
Where are the parents all the time? What are they doing? They're just giving them rides home? They just go in your house, look around, take a shit in your toilet, and pick them up? Like, what the fuck is the point?
Pretty much, actually.
Girl, I need to go to the bathroom. We're on an interstellar mission. This is the bathroom break. We're not a gas station.
Why is it always in the middle of nowhere?
Because, like, aliens probably wouldn't know, like, what is a house and what is, like, a gas station and stuff.
Send the children there to check it out, or
maybe the kids literally just have to go to the bathroom, and they're like, well, we'll just drop you off here, see if they let you in.
There's another one where a gentleman was sitting on his couch, and it was a little after 9 o'clock. He says that he didn't know how to explain it, but as soon as he heard a knock on his door, his skin went ice cold, and he felt terrified, and he didn't want to get up off the couch.
Sounds like he's just a coward.
But he managed to get up and open the door.
Or just really bad anxiety.
Could be.
There's a 9-year-old kid with olive skin, dark hair, and solid black eyes. And the kid asked, "Can I come in?" And after a while, the man said no and started to close the door. And then the kid said, "We missed you at the park tonight."
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And the guy stopped closing the door, and the boy was smiling at him. And it took everything he had to move his arm to shut and lock the door. He gasped for air, realizing that he wasn't breathing during that time. He sat his back up against the door, and he heard more knocking coming from the boy outside. He sat there for over an hour before the boy eventually just left.
Jesus, why is no one calling the cops on these kids? They be calling like Child Protective Services or some shit if it's middle of the night and kids are knocking on my door. Like, so I don't know. I wouldn't be opening the door for nobody. I'd just be calling the cops, honestly. Like, I don't understand how you could have a child knocking on your door for over an hour and you're not concerned enough to call the police. I get that. I get it's a creepy looking child, but I'd be like, there's a deformed child outside that doesn't have a parental figure.
Where's the parental figure for child?
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I don't.
oh gosh. Oh, but there have been hundreds of like these sightings where they see them standing on like the corners of streets at night and like hitchhiking.
Yeah, right. That's exactly. That face sums up exactly what I would think.
What?
Or like on
What?
the backwards or panhandling.
I don't like where this is going.
Me neither.
Panhandling.
They're panhandling.
Yeah, that's what they said to it. Panhandling. There's like other ones in there, like with people who have dogs, where the dogs will start barking, and then all of a sudden when they get closer to the door where the children are, they'll just stop and they'll freeze in one place and not move at all. Yeah. Like even if you call them, try to pet them, get them to move, they're stuck there.
Tractor beam.
This is why you need a baseball bat, like, right by the front door. Like, legitly. Little Hello Kitty T-ball bat in the umbrella holder. But you know what? They're most likely demons. I don't care. Or really unseelie fae people. Not dealing with this shit. Iron!
Not an iron coin.
Bat! An iron bat. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll work.
Dealing with that. Nope. Anything that involves demonic children freaks me the hell out. Like, I legitly could not be a parent because I'm going to be laying in bed just sleeping in a deep sleep, and then I'm going to feel someone try to roll me and be like, I need some water. What do you want, demonic child? Why do you summon me here?
They're just standing there just staring at you while you're
Just
sleeping.
like 2 inches away from your face, just like, hello, daddy. No! No! Why? No!
Yeah, waking up with something leaning over your face is
Well,
not a good experience ever. Just staring into your closed eyes.
oh god, that's creepy.
Yeah, I know it is.
That's creepy. No.
There's like, I'm assuming like there's no way to kill them then. Like there's nothing.
Well, no one's tried. Who's gonna try?
I know.
It's a child. No rational person's gonna be like, get out of here and grab his Glock and just start blasting.
So the best thing to do is just ignore them, and they'll go away eventually.
Just ignore them.
Don't let them in and ignore them.
What if you sit on the opposite side of your door and have a discussion? But they can't get in, right? Unless you let them in?
Yeah.
So if you just like open your first door and you have a screen door that you can talk through, and you just plop down like a folding chair, and just like sit there and just talk to them. Be like, all right, tell me the secrets of the universe.
Oh, or you could have those porches that's got the security doors that lock.
Yeah.
So you strap them on the porch and be like, ah, who's trapped now? Ah. And then you just sit there, and every time they give you a wrong answer, you spray a little Raid in there. Ha 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 ha!
Start them off with like really easy questions. What's 2 + 2? Answer wrong, and you just blast them. And once you know they're telling the truth, then you start asking the hard questions. What's the meaning of life? We don't know. We just need to take a dump.
Is anal probing a real thing for aliens?
That sounds like not a good time.
Not for you.
Look, it's not it's an unwelcomed object. Like, no matter who you are, they didn't ask permission to shove anything in your ass. You just woke up with them shoving shit in your ass.
Ah, well. Okay, so we're just gonna lock them in the porch, raid them out until they tell us the meanings of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I build a starship in my backyard?
I mean, you could try to put like a salt circle on your porch and
It's
stuff.
like salt bags up on top of the room, just waiting for the one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So
And
one
that
day
way-
Just drop an iron cage that has salt layered all around it.
You better run, child. What if they're like the pupa stage for something bigger?
What if they're not even people? What if they're like some kind of bug? Is that what you're saying?
No, like they're like this is part of their development. Is that they look like black-eyed children, and then they develop into something else. Like the lady said, like they were tall, slender figures that she couldn't make this like figurative distinctions on.
Okay.
What if they turn into slender men?
Yeah, because she said they were tall, slender men.
Look, it's simple.
Oh,
It's simple. Their parents are gray aliens, tall gray aliens, and the children are probably, they're probably the genetic offspring of the people's houses that they're knocking on. They're literal kids, and the people inside the house has probably been being abducted by aliens, and these are their kids, and they just don't know it.
No, I was gonna say maybe that's why Slender Man likes to take children, because he makes them into the black-eyed children.
But we're trying to talk about things that are real, and Slenderman's fake.
are you sure?
I mean, I'm saying some pretty slender men.
Black-eyed children are spawn of Slender Man. We get it. Okay, this is what they are. Is there any way?
All I'm saying is the most rational explanation is that they are human-alien hybrids being sent to houses that the aliens are making to try to infiltrate society.
Whatever, like kind of like a changeling thing going on. You're just saying. We're doomed. The black-eyed children are trying to get into your homes, not to use your bathroom, just to steal your energy, your willpower to live.
All right, guys, let us know your opinions in the comment box below. We are done for the night. Have a good one.
Oh God! Just don't open the door for them. Don't. Oh God. Good night.